I have three big takeaways from that. Number one is China's responsible for the COVID pandemic, and China needs to be held accountable. Secondly, I think Operation Warp Speed was a medical miracle. I'm incredibly proud of the fact that with American innovation, we managed to develop 3 safe and effective vaccines in 9 months. Vaccines usually take 3 to 5 years to approve. And I believe we saved hundreds of thousands of lives. But it should have never been mandated. I mean, it was astonishing to me that when the Biden administration came in, they largely abandoned the innovation that we'd done on testing. They didn't pay any attention to supplies. They didn't develop therapeutics. They put all of their eggs in one basket, and it was vaccines. And then when Americans were exercising their freedom to not take vaccines, they mandated them. Fortunately, the Supreme Court's undone most of that. And we finally got the vaccine mandate off men and women in our military. But healthcare workers today still face a vaccine mandate, which I think is unconscionable. So vaccines should have never been mandated. And lastly, schools should have never been closed. And our administration never advocated that schools be closed. It's widely misunderstood. The truth of the matter is that in the early days, we knew that if what was happening in New York and New Jersey and in Detroit and in Seattle and New Orleans was in every city in the country, that our healthcare system would be overwhelmed. And it was the reason why our medical experts said, hey, we've got to take a pause in the economy. They first started with 15 days to slow the spread, and then it went on another month. But the idea was that we wanted the economy essentially to take a knee while we spun up supplies and materials and testing literally from a standing start. And we delivered billions of supplies and millions of tests around the country. But frankly, the temporary measures in that spring were never intended to be permanent. What we saw was governors around the country, mayors like here in Chicago, that took those temporary measures that were designed to make sure we didn't run out of supplies and our hospitals weren't overwhelmed, and they turned them into policy, like somehow you could, as Joe Biden said throughout the campaign, he was going to defeat COVID. We weren't going to defeat COVID. You just prepare and be able to deal with it and make sure people get the kind of health care services that we'd want any member of our family to have. And so for me, those are the three big takeaways. I think I've come to the conclusion it did come from a Chinese lab. We got to hold China accountable for that. And secondly, we got to make sure vaccines are never mandated on any Americans in a circumstance like this. And we got to never, ever close our schools again in the face of a pandemic that we dealt with. It's just done too much harm to our kids. And it never should have happened.
Dale, when you asked the question I just had, what would you have done differently? One of the things that Ron DeSantis said he would have done differently is fire Anthony Fauci, as he was continuing to advocate for the things that you said were a mistake. Was continuing to allow him to have that role and be such a vocal part of the coronavirus task force a mistake?
Well, later in the year, it may well have been, but it wasn't my call. All right. President Trump appointed Dr. Fauci to the task force. And Dr. Fauci, I will tell you, in the early days, and I wrote about this in my book, I felt like he stayed in his lane. He gave us medical advice, but he understood that we ultimately would have to make decisions on the broader interest of the country, including economic decisions. But frankly, when Joe Biden started announcing in his campaign that he was going to put Dr. Fauci in charge of the entire national response, which he ultimately did after he took office, things seemed to change. And we saw heavy-handed Democrat governors and heavy-handed Democrat mayors that were pointing to his rhetoric and using that to promote lockdowns around the country. But I'd leave that to the judgment of history. But the team that I was given on that task force, I did my level best, beginning with a little bit of time in prayer to save American lives. We focused on making sure that the American people had the resources that they needed to meet that moment. While we can learn an awful lot from it, and I think we should, Dale, I'm incredibly proud of what the American people accomplished during the worst pandemic in 100 years.
You called the vaccines an American miracle, and we led the world in that, and as you said, saved hundreds of thousands, if not millions of lives. They have now become incredibly political. Just the concept of vaccines, and maybe it's because there was mandates surrounding them. The CDC just told everyone to get a booster today. Is that something that you're going to do?
Well, I'm a little concerned about reading press accounts that this booster hasn't been subject to tests that are common for approving medicines and vaccines. And so I've read that. I'm troubled by that. I want to listen very carefully to that. But I do think the reason why this has become political is because it was mandated on the American people. I mean, and I want to assure all of you, if we'd have gotten 4 more years, there'd have never been a vaccine mandate. It was just never going to happen.
You think more people would have gotten it had there not been a mandate?
I have a sense that it just became political. Of course,
everything needs to become political now.
But it was also political. I remember in the vice presidential debate with now Vice President Kamala Harris, where she said that if a vaccine was developed under the Trump administration, she wouldn't take it. And I called her out. I said, you got to stop playing politics with people's lives. I mean, literally, I grieve for every family, including many that might be looking on tonight, who lost a loved one to the COVID pandemic. And I want to tell you, you'll always be on our hearts. But the fact is, this is a free country. And what the Biden administration did, resulted in literally, and I say this with sadness, we lost more Americans in their first year with COVID, when they had all the tools, all the supplies, all the testing, all the therapeutics, and the vaccines, than we lost in our first year with COVID when we started with none of those things.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.